Sony is going all in with the PlayStation 5. All their first-party studios are working on the new hardware, and we already saw trailers and short teases of that during the June livestream with Spider-Man Miles Morales, Demon's Souls, and Horizon Forbidden West as the absolute highlights. But not only Sony's own studios are working on exclusives for the PlayStation, no, Sony is also spending a ton of money to get massive third-party titles for the system, or at least content that can only be played on PlayStation 4 and PlayStation 5, with Spider-Man in Marvel's Avengers in the recent spotlight now. But that is only the start. Sony has a very dirty tactic this next generation, while you could argue that Xbox is being super pro-consumer by releasing all their big AAA games on a $15 per month subscription. This next generation war is going to be interesting, but one thing seems to be certain: if you do not own a PlayStation, you'll be missing out on massive third-party games, or get to play them maybe 1 year later. So let's dive deeper into this tactic in the Sunday Your Game Show episode 16, where I talk about recent gaming trends or make predictions based on research. And I of course answer one of your questions at the end of the video as well. So a like on the video would be super appreciated, and let's go. Congrats to Christian for winning the July giveaway for a 2020 game of your choice on your platform of choice. I've sent you an email, and I'm already doing the August variant. So if you want to participate, then follow the link in the pinned comment, and be sure you are also a subscriber of the channel before you enter. Good luck. If you do not have a PlayStation 4 in 2020, then I really think you're missing out. Like, my top 3 favorite games of the year are all PS4 exclusives. Most recently, Ghost of Tsushima. 1 month before that, we got The Last of Us Part 2. That is still my overall game of the year, by the way, screw the haters. And in April, we had Final Fantasy VII Remake, a Square Enix exclusive on the platform, or actually timed exclusive. In December last year, Wario64 on Twitter spotted this sticker on the box art, saying that it would be timed exclusive until March 3rd, 2021. Of course, the game got then delayed to April, so now it will likely release in April 2021 on other platforms. And well, we should expect way more of this during the next generation. PlayStation just released an Avengers video titled PlayStation Advantage, where we see that they got the early beta access, exclusive community challenges for 1 year. Legendary outfits will release 30 days early on PlayStation, and if that was it, then it would be less of an issue, but that is all on top of Spider-Man. They already said that Spider-Man would be the only platform exclusive character, luckily, but still, it will be a super awkward moment in early 2021. Where there's like this massive Avengers update on PlayStation, adding Spider-Man and new story content with that hero, and then on Xbox and PC, they get nothing. It's like putting a class from an RPG like Diablo on just one platform. It really sucks, but this should just be the start shot. Imran Khan, an ex-Game Informer journalist who is now doing stuff for Kinda Funny, has already said multiple times that this is just the start. If you guys are mad about this, so Spider-Man in the Avengers, I suggest saving some energy, because next year will be a marathon of getting upset. And Imran has been right before. He said in June that Rocksteady's new game would be a Suicide Squad title, and what did Rocksteady tweet out last Friday? Target locked, DC Vendome, August 22nd, Suicide Squad game. I would not be surprised if this game has some PlayStation exclusive content as well. Batman Arkham Knight, the previous game from Rocksteady, had exclusive Scarecrow Nightmare missions and PlayStation exclusive skins. We should also expect that rumored Batman game from the Arkham Origins studio on August 22nd. So a big day, I really can't wait to see that Batman game, and I'm really curious what the Suicide Squad game will be, although we should only expect like a teaser for that and likely more of the Batman game. But yeah, what if PlayStation already had meetings before this event to secure one as a timed exclusive? This Thursday, Imran once again talked about how we would be shocked by the exclusives that Sony is planning.
There are things you will be shocked to find out that Sony is money hatting. They are like locking up for time exclusivity of like, wow, that's like that is a game that you're choosing, not because it's bad, because it's huge. So I am interested to see where this conversation is going to be in a couple of months because there are games that are widely accepted as multi-platform that Sony is locking up for a little while. So I would not be shocked if they did something insane like that.
And here they were talking about a potential world where Marvel's Avengers would be a full-on exclusive. Like, that is obviously not happening, but it does give you an idea of what type of exclusives we might expect in the future. And we're actually already seeing massive third-party exclusives on the PlayStation 5. Like Deathloop, that new game from the Dishonored 2 creators that looks really, really cool, by the way, is exclusive for PlayStation 5 and PC. It's likely a PS5 launch game, but it will not be coming to Xbox. The same goes for Ghostwire Tokyo, the new game from the Evil Within creators. Like, they made multi-platform titles before, but now the PlayStation 5 is the only console they are launching on. So they spent quite a lot of money on that, but we don't really hear people talk about it because it's obviously not the same caliber as Spider-Man in an Avengers game, but it's still a great example of their dirty tactic in action. So what is next? Many rumors are circulating that it might be Final Fantasy 16. We saw Project Evia at the PlayStation 5 June event, a working title for a new Square Enix exclusive. We don't know much else, but yeah, after the Final Fantasy VII Remake, I can see Final Fantasy 16 as a timed exclusive as well. But overall, Sony seems to go after well-known mainstream franchises. Looking at the Avengers, they of course also got to deal with Call of Duty. So what if that Harry Potter RPG that we know is coming, thanks to the leaked footage, is a PlayStation timed exclusive? That would be a huge one and also fall in line with what Imran is saying. Monster Hunter World 2, or whatever they will call the sequel, seems like a great candidate for this as well. Sony already had collaborations with exclusive Horizon content, so why not make the whole game timed exclusive then? And don't get me wrong, I'm totally not a fan of this. I'm just pointing out some potential titles that could end up as timed exclusive after recent trends. Because this is what Sony is trying, while Microsoft also has deal with games, like we see the Xbox logo before every Assassin's Creed Valhalla trailer, but there's no exclusive DLC or something for Valhalla that you can only get on Xbox. So I really wonder why Microsoft is doing deals like that. Is there really a noticeable effect? Will more people get the game on Xbox now? It seems to only cause some confusion, although you would think that most people understand that the Assassin's Creed franchise also launches on other platforms. It's interesting though that at the start of the generation, Microsoft was actually doing these high caliber deals, with Rise of the Tomb Raider coming exclusively to Xbox One in 2015, after the reboot of course launched multi-platform. And going into this generation, they of course still had that Call of Duty deal. You might remember that pretty stupid presentation at the Xbox One reveal event, focusing on how cool the dog was. And in this image, it's pretty poor quality, but you still see like the 30 days early on Xbox, right, before it went to PC and PlayStation. But now they don't really care about that stuff anymore. PlayStation got the Call of Duty deal now and had an exclusive survival mode that other platforms did not have, while the previous survival mode was on every platform. Microsoft wants their barrier to have people play their games, subscribe to their services, to be as low as possible. They recently appeared during the Samsung press conference to push xCloud that lets you play Game Pass on your mobile phone, which is pretty cool. Sony is going for that opposite direction. They want you to feel left out when you do not buy a PlayStation. And to play devil's advocate here, I think it's actually a really smart business move. Like, looking at myself, I want to play Spider-Man in Avengers, so go for the PlayStation version. I want to play Final Fantasy VII Remake when it comes out, or play Deathloop because it looks awesome, so I have to go for PlayStation. It just sucks for Xbox and PC owners, because Sony is basically paying companies to make sure that their stuff doesn't launch on other platforms. Because, let's be honest here, Spider-Man would totally launch on Xbox and PC if Sony did not pay up. Like, it's the biggest Marvel character, of course it was going to come to Avengers. We had a ton of third-party Spider-Man games before, and Spider-Man even appeared in the Ultimate Alliance game that launched last year on the Switch. So it is totally possible Sony just paid a ton of money. I prefer it if they like look at franchises that did not sell very well and then make a sequel that would have otherwise never happened. Like Bayonetta 2 is a great example. The first one was multi-platform, did not sell very well. Nintendo came in, they made it Wii U Switch exclusive, but without their money, Bayonetta 2 would have not existed, and it was a very cool game. Now that I think of it, Dragon's Dogma 2, I can see that be a PlayStation 5 exclusive as well, although the first one did sell pretty well. What other games do you think would be a victim of the Sony exclusive wallet, let's call it that? Let me know in the comments down below. I think GTA 6 is too big. Like, they're not going to do that. I'm sure there will be exclusive content on PlayStation, but it will not be a timed exclusive. That would be way too huge. Of course, you can also leave a question for the next Sunday video in the comments. I always pick one question from the previous video that I then might answer in the next video. Last week I got a question from Marion, who asked if there was any news on the Batman game. And to be honest with you, I thought they would show that Warner Montreal Batman game, so from the Batman Arkham Origins developers, way earlier than that Rocksteady game, but no, they chose to tease the Rocksteady game for DC Fandom. Really, August 22nd is going to be huge for DC movies, TV shows, and games. So totally, if you want to see the Batman game, rumors are that we will see the Batman game like in a bigger capacity, and the Rocksteady game will likely just be like a tease of some sort. But yeah, I will be watching, I will be reporting back here on the channel, so totally subscribe for that. More PlayStation 5 info. Let's not forget that Sony still has like a August State of Play likely coming for the PlayStation 5, where they will announce price and I'm sure some more exclusivity deals. So ready those pitchforks if you are an Xbox or PC gamer. I'm really curious how this will be. I'm really curious what the backlash will be and stuff like that. Like the video to support the channel. Of course, totally check out my previous video on why I think a new Assassin's Creed is coming next year. Still standing behind it. I will likely do a follow-up on it because there were some China rumors, not really rumors. Anyway, you will see that very soon. For now though, I will speak to you next time and goodbye.